always loved summer, reading by the pool, the sun, the beach, all of it. Although this year it's been a little bit too hot, even for me. Over time, though, I've learned to start appreciating all of the seasons. If it were my favorite all year long, there wouldn't be anything to look forward to. In my house, we've had the house decorated for fall since the first cool front hit. And when I say cool front, I really mean 85 degrees. I just needed something to be excited for. Life is also full of seasons. For me, I've been in a season of intense grief, but also a season of excitement and joy. The verse that has come to mind over and over again is Ecclesiastes 3:1-11. There's a time for everything and a season for everything under the heavens. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. What do workers gain from their toil? I have seen the burden God has laid on the human race, and He has made everything beautiful in its time. This verse is comforting because it gives us permission to feel whatever it is that we are feeling. It also tells us that we don't necessarily need to stay there. It's okay to weep, but this too shall pass, and it will soon be time to laugh. We have to be willing to endure each season and not stay camped out in the weeping or whatever season it may be for you. All of these seasons of life are intentional, and God is in every season with you. When Scripture declares that for everything there is a season, this means that the various circumstances we go through in life are not by accident, but orchestrated by God with great purpose and intentionality. I have learned that even in my deep seasons of grief, I have relied more on God sometimes than I do in my seasons of joy. And it is in those seasons that I become closer to Him than I was before. So for that reason, I have learned to be thankful, even for the seasons of sadness, because I feel closer to God. So I hope that you will consider this as we approach this holiday season. Regardless of how you're entering into this season, whether it be the actual season of fall or the season you're in spiritually, I hope that you recognize that this too shall pass. So soak up every moment, but also don't dwell in places you know you aren't meant to stay. Use this time to enjoy the parts of it there are to enjoy and learn from the parts that aren't too great. And remember that there is a season for everything.